With the addition of the new Marvel Zombies game mode, I thought I would make a video talking about the events I would love to see in the future of Marvel Rivals, so let's get into that. Now, I am painfully addicted to this mode, I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes it so that you can pretty much bring out the hero fantasy of every single one of these characters, and it is just fun. It is just actual fun, just hack and slashing things for 30 minutes. It's really fun, and you can get some really cool builds with it. So I'm gonna talk about some event game modes that I would personally love to see. The first one being not even to just make it an event. I think they should just have a permanent game mode like this where you can queue up with friends and just run it down. I think that is probably one of the most fun parts of this game, and honestly, I really hope they just make a game mode where they have every single character in it, or release characters over time in it, and you can just do the thing and just you get a different build every single time. It is actually just such a blast, and I really do hope they add another PVE game mode like this, because I do think they did really well on it. Now, I know they might not want to go with more zombie modes, but to be honest with you, I mean, I feel like they could keep it, but I understand that it's a Halloween event. But I think in future, like events like this, if they were to add some, you could make it so that maybe we fight the enemies that the Avengers fought in the first movie, or like a bunch of Ultron clones, or like Infinity War, where we're literally just fighting hordes of those other monster things. I think that would be really cool, and you can get wacky with it, man. I personally just want them to expand upon it. There are so many cool characters in the game that would just excel in that, and they didn't get added, unfortunately. But like, just imagine like a build where Angela can just spear people infinitely, kind of like Thor's thing, and she just runs through them. I think that'd be so sick. Or you have the permanent ground build. You know, there are so many potentials for a game mode like this, and I really hope they expand upon it. Otherwise, it's going to end up in the void of events that will never come back. So I really do hope they expand upon it. Now, events outside of the roguelike mode that I think would be really cool is adding a kind of like a Battlefront 2 type mode, where like you have like 4 people you queue up with, you're playing X character from X like Avengers event or something, and let's say you're on the field, like if you have ever played Battlefront 2, like the Star Wars mode or like the Star Wars game, it was just so fun and immersive being on like a massive battlefield and stuff where like things are shooting at each other, but you're playing said character. In Star Wars, you're playing like a Jedi or like a bounty hunter or something, but in this one you could play like let's say it's Avengers Endgame, you could play like Iron Man, a Captain America or something, and you're like on the battlefield running through stuff, and then eventually you'll have to fight Thanos or something. I think that would be a really cool game mode. Will it be a headache to produce? Yeah, probably, because you'll have to make like a whole big map for that, but like the potential for an event like that would go kind of crazy. And I think they need to lean into the story aspect of the game. Like, part of the reason why people love playing the Marvel IP is the storylines, and I really do think that they could add a I think they could add a campaign mode. I wouldn't even mind paying for the campaign mode if it was actually good. After seeing what they could do with PVE, I fully believe that they could make an actual PVE campaign mode that people would really like to play. So now, I know I said event game modes at the start of this video. I meant actual game modes. So like, I feel like they should keep the zombie mode. I feel like they should add a campaign mode. I wish they could I hope they add a Battlefront 2 mode where you just like, it's like a war simulator where you just run in there like with Thor, Cap, or Iron Man or something on the field, and you're fighting Thanos. I think that would be just so sick. You can make the same for like Doom bots or something. There's so many storylines you could incorporate into that to make it a thing. And another game mode that I personally think they could add is add a build a hero type mode where you lock your character at the start of the match and you build around it. And I don't know how they're going to get around not having any supports. I think they're going to have to introduce like heal over time or something. I think a game mode like that would be really cool. Like a stadium type game mode in Rivals would go crazy. Like, imagine the builds you could do with like Iron Fist, Magic, Angela, Thor. Like, you could build like what kind of the stuff that was in the Marvel Zombies mode, but in that mode it could get kind of crazy, and I think that's what this game needs. And because right now it's kind of stale. All right, so this is post editing Galu here, and I wanted to add this part in. As you know, I had a video where I said that the player base was declining, and quite frankly, that was before Marvel Zombies got announced, or I recorded it before Marvel Zombies got announced as the game mode, and I was like, yeah, no, I can see the player base declining because people are burnt out. Well, it turns out the PVE was a huge hit, and it basically doubled the current player base that was there, and it was over 100-something thousand again. And I was part of that. I was constantly just like hating on the game. I was legitimately regretting even logging on. I was debating deleting the game for a bit. That PVE game mode unironically saved the game for me. Like, my passion for the game came back because of that PVE mode. Now, will it come back for playing ranked? No idea. I think they should just really hone in on this PVE mode that they've created, because it was successful. People loved it. And maybe some people didn't, but like, I personally had so much fun just building up my character, finding out how crazy my build could get at the very end, or finding out you get shafted and your build is just terrible. It was just fun. And if you added an actual story mode to that, or just not even a story, just added more characters to that mode, that would make it infinitely more fun. There's so many build possibilities. You could just infinitely farm it by just adding additional playstyles to those characters, and that's just infinite possibilities and content. You can make it so that there's infinite floors instead of just like 20. You can maybe also scale it down a bit, so because I'd rather them not have absurd amount of HP and absurd amounts of damage. I want some actual mechanics to be able to play around, but that's a different, you know, topic altogether. But in general, just having an infinitely scaling mode that, like, I think it would be really cool if there was a leaderboard for it. So like, let's say floor 80 or something was super difficult, but then some team, some party got to there, and you can go click on their leaderboard, click on what characters they were using, the party, like the team comp, the builds. I think that'd be really cool, and it would add a whole separate community to Marvel Rivals that don't necessarily have to do PvP. You don't have to worry about triple support. You don't have to worry about all of that. You just want to do your roguelike mode, and in that roguelike mode, or like what we had in the event, it didn't matter what character you picked. You could pick Punisher, you could pick 4 Punishers, you could pick 4 Jeffs. It was just fun, okay? And I really want them to hone down on this, because I'm gonna be really sad when this event leaves, bro. I'm gonna be so incredibly sad when this mode leaves, as I have enjoyed my time playing it to the extent, bro. I have sunk so many hours just in this game mode. It is wild. I even think they could add like special rewards or something. Like, let's say they add infinite floors to it and it gets really hard and scales really hard in the future. I think it'd be really cool if you could just, like, I don't know, have a certain skin for reaching a certain floor. I think that would be really like, I don't know. I can't express, the words cannot express how happy I am that they added a PvE mode, because I was so burnt out on the game. I think it's clear by my videos. I have not spoken like very positively about this game for a long time. And ultimately it was just because I don't get any new characters and I'm burnt out. But this game mode brought my love back for the game, and I'm incredibly happy, and I'm just at a loss for words, to be honest with you. I really hope they innovate on this in the future. Give me Iron Fist, give me Angela, give me Mantis or Luna Snow in that mode. Go wacky with it, man. I think that would be just a ridiculous thing to add. And I really hope they innovate it on the future. I've repeated myself so many times. Words can't express how excited I am for the future of this game if they give us more PvE. Now, I know I have been negative on Marvel Rivals for a couple weeks now, and it is just because I'm burnt out. That's all it is. And I was trying to just make some content and yap about some stuff, but unfortunately the only thing I can yap about are my complaints. But it's almost like a breath of fresh air to have something about Marvel Rivals that brought my passion back. And I'm very curious to see if you guys are the same, if you guys were burnt out, came back for the PvE mode, love the PvE mode. I'm just curious to see what you guys thought about it. And yeah, so that's gonna sum it up for this video. I am very curious to see what game modes you guys would love to get added to this game. And yeah, comment them down below. I would love to see. But those are basically all the ones I want to the game. I really do hope that they make this you know, PvE mode permanent, because that's the only way I'm actually enjoying the game right now. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.